Artie Burns, the newest Miami Dolphin, man. Welcome back to the 305. Welcome back to the crib, man. We missed you over here, man. We missed you. Artie Burns, he's about 6'1", 6 foot, 190. I give him that. 190. Went to the University of Miami. That's one thing I do like about him. The Dolphins never really get people from the U. He was ranked number 52 in the whole nation coming out of high school. He plays safety and cornerback for Northwestern. Ranked number 12 in Florida. Number 12. Yeah, he was a highly rated cornerback coming out. Highly rated. He should have been a 5 star, to be honest. He had LSU offer, Florida State offer, Alabama offer, Louisville. The list just keep on going. Ohio State, West Virginia, Arkansas. I know he had more offers than this. No way this was all he had. No way. No way. But hey, I could respect him because he had the choice of going to all these schools, and still chose the University of Miami. So I could definitely respect somebody who did that. You want to put on for the crib. So he definitely did a move like this by staying at home and committing to the Miami Dolphins. You know, I bet this was like a dream of his to play for the Dolphins. He probably went to a lot of the Dolphins games when he was younger, when he was at Northwestern. That's Teddy Bridgewater school as well. That's his school. Let me see who else he was ranked with in high school in Florida. Oh, he was up there with Larry Tunsil, Vernon Hargraves. I haven't heard about him in a little minute. Derrick Henry was number 3 in all of Florida. RP Alex Collins, he died a few years ago. Kelvin Taylor, the son of Fred Taylor, ain't really do nothing in the NFL. Mackenzie Alexander, he was a former Dolphin, but he tore his Achilles at practice. Not even one game. DeMarcus Walker, I think he with the Bears right now. Ryan Green, haven't heard of him. Leon McQuay, haven't heard of him in a little minute. Daniel McMillan, he went to my Gators, but haven't heard from him. Artie Burns, he was ranked above Joey Bosa. Ranked above Joey Bosa. Who else he was ranked above? I remember Rashad Robinson, remember him. Greg Bryant, RP to him, man. He was like the best player in Palm Beach around this time. Best player in Palm Beach. He died too. There go Eddie Jackson. He was number 21, Eddie Jackson. Who else we remember? Keanu Neal, he just retired. Who else? I remember him, Jamal Carter. He was in the league for a little bit. Jaron Curse, a linebacker. Uh, I don't think he signed to anybody yet. He played for the Cowboys, a year or two ago. Keith Bryant, RP to him. He was another good player out of Palm Beach that died. RP to him. Who was? Not a lot of people made it out of this class. Not a lot. Will Likely, another good player from Palm Beach. Roderick Johnson, another good player from Palm Beach. Palm Beach was lit this year. Palm Beach was definitely lit. But I'm not gonna go through the whole list. That's gonna be too much work. There go Mike White. He was ranked number 78, former Miami Dolphin. Ranked number 78. Uh, who else? I think he in the NFL right now. I'm not too sure. That name look familiar. Let me stop at 100. I can't go through all these prospects, but yeah, Artie Burns, he was ranked number 12 out of all of Florida, the 12th best player, man. So Artie Burns, he's a high caliber player coming out of Miami. High caliber player. So if you're not used to Miami, you're probably not gonna know too much about Artie Burns unless you do your research like we're doing right now. So Artie Burns, I feel like he hasn't lived up to his potential in the NFL. I thought he was going to be a better cornerback than this coming in, but it just seems like it's not working out for him. He got long arms, 33 and a quarter, 6 foot, 193. He got the traits, 4.46, 40. That's good. 1.53, 10-yard split. That's good. Vertical jump, 31.5. I don't know about that, man. I want to see you at least at 35, to be honest. With everything else, you can really work with it. You can work with it with Artie Burns, man. You can, but I'm hoping that Jalen Ramsey could help him out so he can improve. Being a cornerback, playing on the other side of Jalen Ramsey, that should give you all the motivation that you need. All the motivation that you need to become the better version of yourself, the best version of yourself, because that's what we really want from Artie Burns. If we don't get that, then the Dolphins not going to be a good team. But I don't think we got him as a starter. I think we got him as a depth piece. A depth piece. So you're gonna fight it out with Melifonwu, Cam Smith, Ethan Bonner, Maitrey, Isaiah Johnson. Jalen Ramsey off rip, solid cornerback one. Everybody else, y'all fighting for that cornerback two. Maybe if we invest in cornerback with our number 13th overall pick, I'm pretty sure that's going to be cornerback two off rip. And then all those guys that we signed and who we have on the roster right now will fight for that cornerback 3, 4, 5, 6. That's what's going to happen. I think we could still make that move. Will Johnson is sounding nicer by the day, us adding him to the team. Sounding nicer by the day, but we still gotta address the D line, man, the D tackle room. We still gotta get somebody in there. I'm hearing that the Bengals are interested in Calais, the Steelers. That's what I'm hearing. So that's scaring me right there. If that happens, then we might have to, trade up in the first round to get a cornerback and a D tackle. Unless you like somebody in the later rounds, then okay, we're good. But still, we still need some cornerback help. But hey, it's a good start with getting Artie Burns, hometown kid. We might get the best out of him since he's from Miami. We might get the best out of him. So I do like this signing. It's not the best signing, but I do like this signing. And it makes sense. Just like when we brought back Duke Johnson to the Dolphins, similar to that. We brought back Frank Gore to the Dolphins, similar to that. Olivier Vernon, a UN player. He got drafted by the Dolphins, but just having that UN presence, people from Miami on the Miami Dolphins, it really brings a different light to the team. It really does, man. And the team and the people in Miami going to support the team more because you're riding for the people who are from Miami. That's how it works, man. I'm pretty sure, like, I know this ship has sailed if Lamar Jackson was a Miami Dolphin, man. You will see way more people at the games, way more people at practice. I'm telling you right now. I'm telling you right now, man. He might bring some people out. I don't know how big his family is, but they're gonna step out for him. They're gonna step out. He was a first round pick number 25 to the Steelers. To the Steelers, man. So I wouldn't say he a bust. He's still in the NFL, but he hasn't lived up to that cornerback one potential. He hasn't lived up to it. It seems like he's more so of a 2 or 3, and he's okay with that. He reached his ceiling in the NFL. In college, he could be a cornerback one, but in the NFL, cornerback 2, 3, or 4. 2, 3, or 4. So, hey, this is crazy. 88.6? He was the highest rated cornerback in the NFL? No way. He probably ain't have a snap count of 51 snaps. So that makes sense. That makes sense, man. But that's wild. 88.6, man. 88.6. But that number probably going down if he played more snaps than this. Probably going down, man. But I still fuck with Artie Burns a long way. 88.6 overall grade, pass rush grade. So hey, we could blitz him if we really need to at any time. We could definitely blitz him. 73.3 grade. Run defense 59.5. Coverage grade 89.6. 89.6. But like I'm saying, only 51 snaps. This is why you can't really listen to PFF all the time. You can't listen to them boys all the time, man. Because of stuff like this. At least 100 snaps, not 51. Not 51, man. That's not fair to the other guys who probably got like 300 snaps and they got a close grade to this. Probably not as good, but a close grade. But I don't know. I just feel like Burns gonna have that fire in him since he back at the crib and he might beat out Melifonu. Melifonu, we're probably gonna use him a lot as like a safety type of guy who could come in at cornerback as well. So I think as of right now, if you had to choose somebody to be that cornerback number two, it's Artie Burns. That's what I feel like. Maybe y'all think something different. Let me know in the comments. Let me know in the comments.
This season, there are 202 players in the NFL that call Florida home. And there are 11 Steelers from the Sunshine State currently on the roster, with 3 of them coming from the same county. Antonio Brown, Eli Rogers, and Artie Burns grew up in Liberty City, an area known for its high levels of crime. I had a chance to sit down with the trio to talk about their upbringing and what they endured to make it to the pinnacle of their profession. Artie, we'll start with you. Being a rookie coming in, what is it like to have 2 other Miami-Dade County guys on the team?
It's a good feeling, just to have people that's from the same environment that you from, and the same city that can relate.
Who on the Dolphins from Miami right now? Who on the Dolphins from Miami? Nobody? Yeah, I don't think nobody on the Dolphins from Miami. I don't think so. Hold on, let me look that up real quick. Miami Dolphins roster.
Miami Dolphins have more than 60 athletes on its roster. Here are the first 3: Tua Tagovailoa, Tyreek Hill, and Jalen Waddle.
I'm looking at the roster real quick. I could tell by face who from Miami. Ryan Cooper, is he from Miami? I don't think so. They don't say the hometown here. He looked like he's from Miami. The hair looked like he's from Miami. They really do. Storm Duck, he might be from Miami. He had that look. Tyreek Hill, he was born in Miami, but he said that he was raised in Georgia. That's what he claimed. Isaiah Johnson, I think he's from Miami. The people who are from Miami are not like high caliber people. No high caliber people from Miami. So that gotta stop sooner rather than later. Jonnu Smith, he kind of counts, but he from Philadelphia. And then he committed to FIU, so he spent a lot of time in Miami. Yeah, I can't find nobody from Miami, to be honest, bro. We gotta change that by the Dolphins. Adding Miami players to the Miami Dolphins is like adding a booster to your team because you could never know that you could get like the better version of this player just because he's from this place. Just like with Ultimate Team on Madden. If you get a lot of people like old school players, new school players who played for your team that you're using on Ultimate Team, it will give your team a boost to be that much better. So Miami, y'all gotta do better than this, man. Y'all gotta have somebody from Miami, bro.
To you, like a big brother to you, so you go down the same path, learn all the things that they was taught, and then just falling real quick.
Eli, how much did you know about AB growing up? Obviously, you played with Artie.
Growing up, I didn't really know too much about him. I knew a little bit about him. He was one of my favorite receivers. So, that's all I really knew.
What AB looking at, dog? What is AB looking at, man? Sink or swim, baby. Not drafting Florida boys is the Dolphins' problem. I'm telling you, man. I'm telling you. Now I'm noticing it, bro. Now I see the light. Huntley. Okay, Huntley, yeah, but we don't have like a starter who's from Miami. Like a official starter. Last person I could really remember was I can't read what, but Duke Johnson. I think so.
I don't know.
AB, what does it mean to be from Miami, and what does football mean to the city?
Well, it means a lot coming from Miami. Down Liberty City, where all of us from. It's harsh. It's a different upbringing, a rough upbringing, a lot of distraction. And for us to get to this position, not only this position from Eli going to Louisville and Artie going to Miami, the circumstances of family and the things that we had for us to go through as teenagers helped us be in this position that we're in right now.
You talked about some of the distractions, the bad things in Miami, but Miami has the most players in the NFL. Is it something to be proud of?
Absolutely.
Like it made no sense. Miami got the most players in the NFL, but Dolphins don't even got one of them. Makes no sense at all, man.
Something that we all excited of. Saturdays and Sundays in Miami. Everyone's setting up tents around the football field under that tent with coolers and Capri Suns, and they're looking forward to football.
Do you guys talk about it, what you went through growing up in Miami and getting to this point, the pinnacle of playing football?
Just talk about, the different situations that's going on down in Miami, right now. Grateful to make it out, we'll just always keep that understanding with us. It kind of like, unite us and kind of bring us together in a way, in a sense. It's hard, so, we talk about it and, just accept what's real and, what it is.
What do you guys think when you hear people talk about Miami? They think South Beach, the glitz, the glamour, the nice restaurants. What do you guys think when you hear that?
Man, cross the bridge.
Yeah. It's only like one little, like 1/4 of the whole city, really. Like once you get on the expressway, it's only like it take you straight there, so you don't really see like the heart of like the true Miami.
Do you look forward to playing there, to maybe have some family and friends who aren't able to make it to Pittsburgh to ever see you guys play in a professional game?
It's always a blessing. It's always, a great feeling playing in front of your family, your friends, who you grew up with. And, this will be me and Artie first time on this stage in front of our friends and family members. So, it's an exciting feeling.
Well, everyone's going to be excited. The whole city's coming out, to support us, to cheer us on. And that's what it's about, being an example for those kids in Miami and showing those kids that it's a way,
I remember I used to have a mohawk. I remember that time. Those times were crazy, man. Mohawks were popular.
can make it through all that things that they're able to see at an early age. The things that we've been able to see at an early age. We still find a way to.
You could tell AB was a bad kid, man. You can tell AB was a bad kid.
Get it done, and us being in this position and being able to play, coming back home to Miami, it's going to get a lot of people excited.
What's the hardest thing each of you went through in Miami?
Just the decision making, probably the one of the hardest things.
I say the same thing with Eli, just making the right decision, because you can make that one wrong decision and it could turn your whole journey the wrong way.
I mean, we probably could tell you a million probably worse stories, but it's all about us being disciplined to make the decision we made to separate ourselves from no distraction to be in the position we in right now. We like a band of brothers. We go on pregame walks and just keeping each other encouraged and inspired through all circumstances. I know I could count on these guys. I know I could come to them and talk to them about anything. We've been rooted together from Miami, and when he was at Louisville, we were cheering for him. When Artie was at Miami, we were cheering for him. When he was going through his stuff with his family, we rooting for him and encouraging him, and that's how we stay connected as brothers.
Shout out to that boy, Artie Burns. Hey, watch out, that boy. He gonna burn you. He gonna burn you. Right here we have his Instagram. Check out how life has been going for him. That's him and his wife. Oh, he got 3 kids already? Damn. That what he been popping them out. Okay, okay, Artie. You see, she got the old Northwestern jersey on, his high school jersey. I wish I had somebody like that. I wish I had a female that's down to ride like this, man. I wish, bro. Already with the Seahawks.
Okay.
His son gonna get all the girls, man. Artie's son gonna get all the girls, man. Oh, that boy already taking visits to colleges. That boy not playing. Okay. Okay, young one. That's Artie and his wife. And they have beautiful kids, man. I'm not gonna lie. Beautiful kids. That boy smooth. See, Artie, he looked like a Miami kid. You could tell like he a Miami kid, man. Most definitely. Them out at the beach.
I heard them turkeys coming.
No copyright. Artie put in work. No, Artie, he been through a lot, man. He been through a lot. I forgot what exactly he went through. I think his mom died or something like that. His mom or dad died. He's been through a lot, bro. But he's still doing his thing, still in the league. He got some brothers too. I don't know where they at currently. That boy grinding, man. Definitely grinding. Yeah, I think that's his brothers right here. But he ain't tag him though. I would go to his page. I think his brother played at UM too. His brother got recruited to UM, but he ain't make it to the league like his older brother. He didn't. He still got all the old school pictures on his page when he was with the Steelers. That's him and Joe Hayden. Florida Gator. You see the Gator tattoo right there? Y'all see it. Yeah, there goes his brother. His brother went to a school called Pine Richland. You know, so he ain't live up to what Artie Burns did in his career. Artie Burns went to UM, went to the league, but his brother went to Pine Richland. That's probably like a D3 school. Probably like a D3 school. No, that's not him. Crib. Yeah, he happy to be a Miami Dolphin. He happy. He definitely happy. Shout out to Drew Rosenhaus. He got the deal done for him. Shout out to Drew. I'm guessing this is his page right here. Yeah, but it's good to see that Artie he's still doing well. This is Hardy. I forgot this guy name. What's his name? Scotty won. What is it? Rashawn Scott from Miami? Ray Sean Scott? I forgot about him. He was a pretty good receiver for Miami back in the day. Pretty good receiver. Pretty good receiver. Yeah, he probably got his Northwestern stuff here. See, there go his brother at Northwestern. That's him and AB. I got some clips of him going up against AB as well coming up. So stay tuned for that. Boom. Okay. Mm, mm, mm. He can move pretty well for a big corner. He can move pretty well. I'm going way back. I don't care what y'all say. I'm going way, way back. Way, way back. There goes Mark Walton. He was a Dolphin for a little bit, but then he ended up getting in trouble. Then we had to cut him. We had to cut him. Too much off the field issues. He was a very talented running back at UM. Very talented, but he just couldn't hold up. Couldn't hold up, man. That's what I'm saying. Like guys who played the amount of years in the NFL like Artie Burns did, I don't consider them a bust. Even though they haven't played up to their fullest potential, I just don't consider them a bust. I don't.
Hey, if I catch it out like it, man, hey, I'm in the shit, man.
Let's do that, boy.
You know how, man, you know how to do that, boy. I'm gonna
Yeah?
come through, boom, 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 bam, bam,
Bam,
feel me,
bam,
spray
bam.
on his ass, like,
Get
come
up.
on, come on. You know how that shit, man.
That's
Look,
wild.
nigga, hey, if I catch it out like it, man, hey, I'm.
That's wild, man. We just learning about the new Dolphin, man. That's all we doing. They go Allen Hearns. I remember him back in the day. They go Tracy Howard. He was a good cornerback coming out of Miami. I actually went to JUCO with him. I went to JUCO with him. Yeah, this bring back good memories, man. Good memories. But it seemed like he got all the old school stuff here. I'm not gonna go through all of it. I'm not gonna go through all of it, man. Right here we have Mike Tomlin and the general manager Kevin Colbert talking about their first round selection, Artie Burns. Let's check out what they had to say.
We're proud and excited to draft a cornerback out of University of Miami, Artie Burns. Solid young man. Went through a little bit of tragedy this year with his mother passing during the season.
Mm-hmm.
He fought his way through that, came out the other side, and put together a solid year where he ended up amassing 6 interceptions and putting himself among the top corners in this draft class.
Wow. So that happened in Miami. Right before he left to go to the NFL draft, he put up 6 interceptions after his mom died. After his mom died, man. So hey, that's real right there. That's real. Right here, Artie Burns, he gonna talk about that situation a little bit. Let's check this out.
I make sure everything I do, every move I make is for.
What would it mean for you to be able to realize your NFL dream with everything that you've gone through the last few months?
Well, it mean a lot, I had a lot of people rooting for me. I'm a guy that like to see other people smile, and doing that,
Right here, we got a clip of Artie Burns against Tyler Boyd, still in the NFL. I think he a free agent right now. But let's check this out.
It's like the only thing he's covering.
One thing about Artie, I don't think he's like the best zone coverage cornerback. I feel like he fits better as a man cornerback, not no zone cornerback. Because Tyler Boyd, he not that good of a receiver for him to be cooking him like this. He not. He not. So Artie, I feel like you want to make sure that he could put his hands on the receiver, not put him 5, 10 yards away from whoever he's covering. Those situations he doesn't really do too well in. But if you're just telling him to cover somebody 1-on-1, yeah, he could execute like that. He could definitely execute.
It's like the only thing he's covering is a post. Yes. If you run a post, I've got.
But we gotta put Artie in the right situations as to where he can't get burnt. He can't get skinned. It's impossible. It's impossible, but it is possible with a guy of his stature, his speed, his size. So we can make something work. It's just gonna be on him to see how hard he works on and off the field. And if he actually hits up Jalen Ramsey, like, hey man, I need help with this. He hits up, Jalen Ramsey. He's the only veteran presence in our DB room, so everybody gonna have to look up to Jalen Ramsey. The only veteran presence, man. So Jalen Ramsey, he got a lot on his plate this year, but hopefully the rookie cornerback that we bring in shows that he's a starting quality cornerback. That's what we're praying for, man. That's what we're praying for. If not, we got these other guys that we're going to test out. Melifanu, Artie Burns, you name it. We got all those guys that we could test out to see who's going to be the best fit to be cornerback number 2 for the Miami Dolphins. Right here, he got into it a little bit with our former player, Jarvis Landry. Let's check this out. Burns not playing. He from Miami for real. He crashing out. That boy crashing out. But Jarvis Landry, he a talker. He could get under anybody's skin. He can. And he got under Artie's. He seemed like a chill, cool dude. But if you get him mad, he gonna snap on you. He gonna snap on you. That boy took off his helmet right after that. He was ready for war. Ready for war. Antonio Brown, one of the best receivers of all time, top 30, top 20, you name it. So this is a good matchup right here. Miami versus Miami. Who gonna win this one? Who gonna win?
Ball.
Good coverage by Artie.
Good D, boy.
Ball.
Like his long arms is so good. Whenever that ball go up, all he gotta do is put his arm up and then swipe it back down. Real good job of him playing that ball in the air. And he got up there too with AB. AB, he jumped high on this one. AB got up there on this one. Yeah, AB got up there. Boom. But good job by Artie Burns getting his hand in there, knocking the ball out. This is like very good work for his career in regards to if he does have to go up against a very good receiver. You got the experience going up against a good receiver like Antonio Brown that can help you out in the future.
Ball.
We got a lot of tough receivers on our schedule, so we really want to see the best out of you. We know you're not going to beat everybody who lines up in front of you, but just as long as you could hold up strong, you don't lose us the game, we could work with you, Artie. We could work with you. Here's another rep of him versus Antonio Brown. Let's check this out. So he was locking up Antonio Brown at practice, but in the game, it's just a different story. Maybe he's used to Antonio Brown. That's why he was so easy at locking him up. But if you show me that you could cover AB, around this time he was considered the best receiver in all the NFL, the best receiver of all the NFL. So him doing this to AB shows you that there was some type of potential. The Steelers got in Artie Burns for a first round pick for a reason. They got him for a reason. Good pick. Hopefully we could get that first round pick Artie Burns out of him. Hopefully, since he back at the crib, that's what we're hoping for. We don't want the third round pick, fourth round pick, fifth round pick Artie Burns. We want the first round pick Artie Burns on the Dolphins. Right here, you have Antonio Brown, and Artie Burns talking about Miami.
He's a Miami guy with a lot of talent, a lot of speed, long rangey. Remind me a lot of you. When Ike was playing, Ike was the OG on the corner. That I had to try to find a way every day to try what I'm doing to try to compete against him. And it's the same scenario all over again. Top corner on our team, and just going against him every day. Long and rangy, got tremendous makeup speed, and we're just here to get each other better every day. And we just coaching each other up so when the game comes, we can make the game easy.
Yeah, so Antonio Brown, he was giving him high praise around the time where both of them were on the Steelers. Right now, Antonio Brown, he crazy right now. That CT definitely coming in. But it's good to hear that Antonio Brown had to say that about Artie Burns. With him saying that about Artie Burns, you would expect him to be a top cornerback right now. You would expect that, but Artie Burns, he's just trying to find his way, trying to find the right team. Hopefully, the Dolphins are the right team to bring the best out of him. We're just trying to bring the best out of him, and we're trying to use him being from Miami to our advantage to see if we can get the best out of him.
Been working on as far as your anticipation goes?
I mean, just want to get better every year. I feel like, me, myself, and the coaches, they will keep seeing progress, So, me getting my hands on more balls, that's progress.
Is that something that's needed for this defense?
Oh, definitely. Whenever we get turnovers, that help us, help the offense, get them more possessions and we get off the field.
So how does that come about, like the recognition and, is that something that has to be learned over a period of time? Or
what's that?
In terms of just jumping balls the way you have to get?
Just skill. That just come with skill, being able to, win at the top of the routes, on the breaks, and just being able to get in between the ball.
What did you see on the 7 shots yesterday? Pick on AB in the end zone.
I just kind of figured we were coming to the end of the play, and I looked back at the quarterback and the ball was coming, so I had a chance to jump right in front of it, and that's what I did.
You ran that route almost.
Yeah.
How did you sense that he was going to cut that way? How did you know?
It's just a certain time in the play where you feel like, it's coming to an end, and I just felt like it was coming to an end, and I just took my shot, and most times, sometimes the guy may miss, he probably could have broke out, but that time he broke in, and I made a play on the ball.
What's your sense, Artie, for how much they need you to improve this year and be a dominant guy?
Well, the win period, secondary last line of defense, if we could be the best, the best line on the defense, and we'll always be good, get the ball down, and stop all the deep plays.
Hey, we're going to need that from you this year, fam. Definitely going to need that from you.
Specifically, person going into your 3rd year, former number 1 pick, start early.
Yeah, definitely, the expectations with that, so I got to live up to it.
Do you feel the pressure?
No, I mean, I just got to get better, there's no pressure, I joined this sport to, to be the best, I got to keep working to be the best, I go against AB every day, he help me with that every day.
You seem more serious this year, maybe even salty.
No, I'm not salty. Okay. I just want to get better every year, like you said, it's my 3rd year, it's time to, really start chipping in, and showing what I can do.
Is there things you can do in the offseason to help towards that?
Just put in the work, and you put in the work and it'll pay off.
Do you believe in teams having a 1 and a 2 at cornerback?
No, I mean, we both out there, so we both ones, so I don't really see all that.
You talked about AB possibly doing an out route on.
Yeah, I know Jalen Ramsey would love to hear that right there.
Just put in the work, and you put in the work and it'll pay off.
Do you believe in teams having a 1 and a 2 at cornerback?
No, I mean, we both out there, so we both ones, so I don't really see all that.
You talked about AB.
But if you out there, you better play like you on 1. That's all I'm going to say. You better play like you on 1.
Possibly doing an out route on that 7 shots.
Yeah.
Is there kind of a fine line between,
kind of jumping a route and knowing where it's going to go versus someone going out or going move or something like? Is there kind of a fine line between, hey, it's going to go this way and maybe another way?
Yeah, definitely. You know, you can feel the speed of the receiver. You know, and during the time of the play, you know, a play only could go for so long. You know, so once you just figure out that timing of it, you know, that's when you pick a chance to, you know, make a play on the ball.
What's Coach Bradley's philosophy on that? Does he give you the green light to do that, or does he want you to?
I mean, that's just kind of playing football on your own. You know, just reps and muscle memory, just being able to be put in those positions a lot of times and just making plays on the ball.
You've gotten a couple on him. He's gotten you a couple times.
Yeah.
Is there much conversation going on?
Yeah, you know, it's a little bit, but you know, it's all coming from a good place. You know, we just want to see each other get better and win that Super Bowl.
What does he say after you get a pick?
You know, he don't really say too much, you know, but when he catch that touchdown, you know, that's when you see what he do, you know, go to the crowd and flex up and all that, you know.
What about that last game you played?
Oh, Jacksonville game?
Yeah, how would you judge your performance there?
It was good, you know. I feel like I gave up that deep pass, you know. It kind of could have stopped a lot of things, but you know, that's something I learned from, you know, something I want to work on, you know. So, you know, I get in that situation again, you know, I make a better play for the team.
That's a hard part of that position. You can make 60 good plays and everybody remembers the one.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. That's what we live with.
How do you work on that?
That's real right there. That's real.
It don't really matter if I had deep up or not. You know, I feel like it's my responsibility. You know, that's the job they gave me to be out there to cover. You know, so I gotta live up to that responsibility.
Joe said he was supposed to get over there. Joe's taking the blame for that.
Well, I'll take the blame for that. It was on me.
Accountability. I like that right there. Good coverage. Oh, he still caught that? Oh, that's incomplete. Good coverage right there.